Hello and welcome to Queendom TV. And today, guys, I'm going to have a bit of a rant, I think, today, because I feel like in society today, we've just become so much more obsessed with image over someone's character. Now, I touched on this in a video that I did about Pervy Prince Andy, so check that out, although it's hard for me to call him that now that he's just settled. But anywho, right before the deposition, literally pretty much a month before the deposition. But anyway, and it really made me think, a lot of this stuff. And one thing I didn't mention in that video that I'm glad I'm mentioning now is the fact that, one of the royal authors, even from this whole situation, talked about how they were glad that now this situation won't take away from the shine of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee or whatever it is, right? Again, we're more concerned with image. Everything today in this day and age, or a lot of things in this day and age, I should say. I don't know why I say everything. Like, why would I say that? But anyway, a lot of things in this day and age are so much more about image and someone's image than someone's character. I talk a lot about people who have charities and how just because they have the image of looking like they're charitable, we instantly assume that they that we want to trust them, but we don't think about their character. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because from a biblical perspective, right? And this is why I love the Bible. This is why, I'm not going to lie, guys, the more that I live in this world, the more that I feel like I feel like I want to be reading my Bible more. The more I want to get to know God more. The more I want God to tell me and help lead my life. Because the more I realize how crazy this place is that we live in and how superficial people are. Because now where we're at now, people are more concerned about how something looks. It's just like social media. Think about it, yeah? On the most basic level, right? You've got on social media, people want to see. People who want to see, and what they see is what they care about. That's why even stuff like TikToks and stuff became popular, because the battle for people's sight and the time that then what they're seeing and the imagery, that's what we're really in now. That's why people spend 4, 5, 6 hours, a whole day, a whole shoot just to post a picture on Instagram. We have become so much more obsessed with image than we have done character. Right? And this is why I feel like as society, we're losing out now. We're really losing out because we're supporting a bunch of people based on what we see. You might see somebody's aesthetic, the way they dress, the way they look. You might support them. And I'm not necessarily saying there's something wrong with that, because if you think somebody's nice to look at, then what the heck? You know what I mean? And when I say that, I'm not talking about in like a lustful, like weird way. I'm just saying, like, if you like somebody's style, because there's some people I follow, like on Instagram, for example, and I just like the way they dress. I like their style. I like to, I'm talking about stuff like that, right? But I feel like in society today, like, we just don't think about the character of the people behind what we're supporting. I'll give you an example. Let's talk about the Kardashians, right? Now, I know that this is a weird topic for me to bring up because Kanye at the moment is having a bit of a situation, and I'm going to talk about that separately, and you guys know I talk about Kanye, so you can check out my other Kanye videos if you want to hear more about that. But one thing I've always felt about the Kardashians, and I've been thinking about why they came to my mind, is because they're definitely a family who is famous based largely on image. Now, the character element that people ignore is the fact that character-wise, a lot of people, I should say at least one person, well, a lot of people, some people think and have said that, they've had work done, but they don't admit to having work done. I always talk about this because it's important. In this day and age where young women and young men are looking up to people who are famous, wanting to do their diets and buy their products and to look like them, right? It's important that we address this. They'll put on a certain image online, right? And that image will get people to support them. But the character behind closed doors, Kylie Jenner for starters, Kylie Jenner, and I always use her as an example. This is what she did. This is character, not image, character. Not her being in the Cardi B and thingy-mabob wap video. Character, right? She got her lips done. Didn't admit that she got her lips done. Told everybody. Started that whole trend of people doing the lip suction thing, and then released her lip kit and talks about how she just draws over her lips. And she did a lot to swerve the claims that she got work done, right? So then people started following Kylie because people wanted to have the same thing. And again, it was an image thing. I could understand that a lot of people, a lot of women related to having, if they had smaller lips, wanting to have bigger lips, and seeing somebody do that and make that a possibility was very attractive at that time. And there was a place for that, if you could offer that. That's what she did. She released her lip kit. Her lip kits and all the stuff is how she really became famous. Again, image. It was all image based, right? People wanted to look like her. People got her lip kit. Character. People didn't know she had got work done. And she revealed after the fact. And I remember because I was following closely when this happened. This is why I use this example. I was following closely when this happened. The character of her is that she would manipulate people on purpose to buy her product. That is her character. This is the woman who at a certain point had the most followers on Instagram and had the most followers on Twitter. This is the woman who was a billionaire at like 21 years old. This is the woman who I've seen it in my life. I remember there was a friend I had, from cheer at uni. I remember specifically used to, whenever Kylie would release a new lip kit, she would be on there, like at the exact moment it would go, because everything would sell out. That's the price we pay when we support image. Now the problem with that, right, is the person with the character that we're not addressing, they have a lot more to gain out of this because they know exactly what they're doing. Kylie knows that you, right, cannot, in the same way she knows that she could not just draw a line over her lip and it looks natural and it's all whatever. She knows you can't do that, right? This is what we're not talking about. But she's willing to manipulate you, whether it's her mum. I reckon it's really her mum is probably the one really suggesting it, and then she's the one going along with it. That's what I feel like. I've talked about how I think Kris Jenner is a witch. You guys can go and check out that video. It's in my playlist, Witches of Hollyweird, And so she's now made all this money. And guess what? This is why I feel like people like her will then say after the fact, well, actually, I did get work done. You know why? Because she doesn't really care. Because in her character, she got what she needed to get out of the deal. And this is just one example that I'm giving. There's so much of this online today. I'll give you guys another example. I was watching, I think it was an interview with somebody who does songwriting or was in the music industry, right? And he was talking about how, the likes of, people like Trey Songz, people like that, they like to make music that is appealing to women, saying things that women would want to hear, knowing full blown well that that's not the lifestyle they live in. They don't even mean what they're saying. Why? They're trying to sell us an image. And again, when you're being sold an image, that can suggest something to you about the character of that person. Why are they prepared to sell you that image? Who benefits off of that? Is it you or is it them? Because what this person was talking about was saying that when people see that, or when women are appreciating the likes of Trey Songz and stuff and hearing that, that's what they then expect is a realistic thing for them to get in a relationship, right? What they're hearing in the songs, which causes problems. It's actually disadvantaging the women or whoever, right? So again, this issue of image versus character, right? When are we going to focus on the thing that really matters? It's really, really bothering me now. Like, it's really starting to bother me that people are just so happy. As long as something looks good, we're going to go for it. As long as somebody looks like they're helping, we're going to go for it. But we don't care about people's character. Because to me, character says a lot. Character says a lot. And as a Christian person, as a woman of faith, I believe that, character is everything when it comes to God. Character is everything. I believe, in fact, that, God deals with character first. Healing you and building your character. Because you need the correct character to be able to do things well and to do things the right way in the world. And I believe that's why we have so many people doing things the wrong way. I believe that's why there's so much pain and so much hurt and so much manipulation and so much corruption. Why? Because you've got people who have put on an image but don't have the character, right? And so because they don't have the character, you can't fake what you don't actually have. You can look like you have what you don't actually have, but you can't really fake it. In the same way, somebody can go and somebody can perfect example. I'm so glad the Lord made me think of this person. I remember there was this girl. that I knew, and I've known her for a long time, black woman, right? And me and her ended up getting a job at the same place when one of my first jobs I had. Amazing job, actually. And I remember that I hadn't seen her in person for years, but I had seen her. Like, I knew who she was. And this is years ago now, because people wouldn't get away with this as much in this day and age, but just follow me here. I remember that she would I would see on social media, and on social media she was one of those people that photoshopped her body, although I didn't know that's what she was doing at the time. She photoshopped her body and made herself look really curvy, right? Really curvy. And for me, I'm always the person who's happy for people, right? However they are, as long as it's who what God is calling them to be, as long as they're happy and secure within themselves, praise the Lord, right? I then started working with her, and I remember the first thing I knew about her was somebody asked me if I'd seen her. Like, so this is one of my other colleagues, like, have you seen so-and-so? And when they said so-and-so, I didn't know who they were talking about, because I knew her from her actual real name, because she was using a different name. So again with the whole image and just keeping up with things, just crazy. Anyway, I eventually saw her, and she was just so slim. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with her being slim. I'm saying, my point is, it was easy for her to keep up the facade she had online and get all this attention and attraction from who, what, and whoever, right? In reality, you can't keep up. If that's not your character, you can't keep it up. If your character isn't in check, you can't keep it up. Because if she had the correct character, you see me, guys, see me. One of the reasons, I'll tell you guys this now, and this is not me trying to toot my own horn, but this is me trying to keep myself humble, genuinely. I purposely don't go out of my way to do all this crazy makeup, right? Because I don't want to be somebody, in my character, I like to be real with people. I like to keep it real. Honestly, I don't even wear makeup a lot of the time. I wear it a lot on YouTube to show that I'm making an effort, because I care about you guys, yada yada yada, and I feel like it helps me to feel more professional myself, But my character is more like, I want people to get the real me, the real me. So I don't like to, even when even if like in a dating scenario, I'm not one of these women who at the beginning of dating wants to like be coming out here like face caked. More than likely, I will maybe make an effort, maybe date one, maybe date two. I'll do something extremely minimal, maybe no makeup at all. Because it's like, you got to know who I am. Because that's my character of the person I am. Is like, I don't want to sell you an image. I don't want you to be sold on my image. I want you to be sold on my character, right? And again, like I said, it's not me tooting my own horn. I do this out of humbleness, because when you sell an image, eventually you're going to be found out to be a fraud. Eventually. Now, you may care, you may not. In the case of Kylie Jenner, she doesn't care, right? She's already a billionaire now. People are still following her. A lot of the people following her are young enough that they don't care. And this is the other thing about society now, because so many people are just blindly supporting people, like, they're not actually even caring or thinking about if they should still support that person when these things come out. That's why even the likes of Shane Dawson, whose character is just so problematic. He's done everything from blackfishing to talking about things to do with bestiality to making pedophilic comments to being all sorts of things. Guess what? Came off YouTube for a bit, popped back on. And he even had the cheek in his videos to try say that people need to forgive him. I believe in forgiveness, don't get me wrong. And I believe you forgive for yourself, right? So I believe I forgive. I try to forgive people, even whether they've apologized or not. But take accountability, mate. But guess why he doesn't have to do that? Because people don't care about character in this day and age. We care about image, and it is shooting us in the foot. It is shooting us in the foot. The royal author, in the article that I mentioned, she cared about the image. We don't want to ruin the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. What about the character? The character is that a member of the royal family had serious allegations. Then there was undisclosed, out of court settlement made, right, of 12 million, which the Queen is supporting, all of a sudden. Character. Now that I'm thinking about character, I just thought about like TV characters, right? And I'm going to go ahead and talk about my girl, Hinata, from the anime Naruto. Now, I am a big Hinata fan. Hinata is my gal. And I'm going to tell you why I like Hinata. I like her character, and I thought of her because I thought of character. I like her character because her character as in who she actually is. Because think about this, guys. When you think about shows, there's a reason why we like people's characters, because we get to know them and we get to appreciate the type of character, personality, trait that we like. Hinata is my gal for this reason. You have Hinata and you have Sakura. And I made a video about this as well, so you can check this out as well. Hinata always liked Naruto, right? She could tell that from young, she was all like, when she saw Naruto, right? And I really liked her character at that point because all the other girls were going for Sasuke, right? All the other girls were interested in Sasuke. And she was like, no, you know what? I like Naruto. I'm going to go for Naruto. And she liked him since then, right? And this is way before he had the 9 tails and him were like working together. This is long before a lot of things. This is long before a lot. This is when he was just young, saying he wanted to be a Hokage, etc., right? As time goes on, you've got Sakura who wants to be with Sasuke. Sakura is just manipulating Naruto, in my opinion, all the time, saying to him, you need to save Sasuke. And because he's Naruto and his character is that he does things when he says he's going to do them, that's the character of Naruto. I should have just talked about even Naruto, but I'm going to pick Hinata, right? That's what Sakura did. What Hinata did instead is Hinata, right? She was like, okay, she was very shy and everything in the beginning, right? She's very shy, and she was one who was chosen by her clan to like continue on the name or whatever. And people weren't happy about it. Some people weren't happy about it. It was a lot of pressure for her. But what Hinata did, she had the type of character that said, you know what? Behind the scenes, I'm going to work and I'm going to do what I need to do. And guess what happened? When Naruto was facing pain, she pulled up and she was ready to defend her man, because that was her character, because she was prepared. She was thinking, what do I need to do so that I can actually be of value to this guy, right? And she comes in with her lion fist, and that was probably one of my favorite scenes in all of Naruto, yeah. When she dropped the lion fist, guys, I was like, as if Hinata wasn't already my girl, to help her man, yeah? From somebody that was shy and who was struggling with like the destiny that she had, right? Who liked Naruto when nobody else did, right? Because it would have been cool to like Naruto after the fact. Everybody all loved Naruto. I remember like towards the end of Naruto, like when everybody was all buddy with him, I was a bit like, you guys weren't like this in the beginning. You guys didn't want to be hanging around with him, chilling with him in Ichiraku's in the beginning. He used to sit there by himself. You guys used to make him feel like an outcast. Anyways, I'm getting into it now. You guys get my drift. Her character was somebody that was not like Sakura, who was just trying to use people. And Sakura, again, she was in Squad 7. What were you doing, girl? Girl, what were you doing? She came along after the fact. Eventually, she caught up, and eventually, she was a lot more helpful. But if she had the character of somebody who was going to take on board to try and add value to the people that she was with, to add value to her team, she could have been there a lot sooner. Naruto and Sasuke, at least, well, Naruto had his own goals. He wanted to be Hokage. He wanted to be Sasuke's brother, you know, and everything. He was the character. Because of his character and who he was, everybody who met him fell in love with him. He changed Gaara around. Gaara, who most people probably think would never come out of the pits of hell with what he'd been through and what he'd endured. This is what character can do, right? Character. So I say all of that to say that in society today, if we don't start focusing more on people's character and actually, you know, not supporting people, and when I say not supporting, I'm not saying cancelling, right? The best way for me to stop somebody is to stop how they are profiting off of the thing that they're doing that's unhelpful. Don't watch their videos, don't comment, don't anything. You know, if we call people out where necessary, where factual on what they do, and actually get justice. When we start to focus on character, I think it's going to help us a lot more, because right now we're all about the image, and I promise you guys, it's easy to fake an image. It's very easy to fake an image. Character is what we need to worry about, because character is something you can't fake, and you can't fake it, and as much as you can fake it, you can't fake it forever. Anyway, and if you're a child of God, well, the Lord gonna give you that discernment to be like, this person is fake, you know what I mean? Anyway, you guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I know this is a bit of a weird one, but I just wanted to talk about this whole image character thing, because it's just really bothering me with so much of what's been going on in the world today. Other than that, God bless you all, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.